Since my last cinematic trip to Russia led to Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan trying to save a dragon whose eyelashes give us tea and it's being guarded by a bunch of rejected Power Rangers villains, I figured a film released in the UK under the title of Iron Fury would be a similarly interesting experience, which it was, sort of. I mean, this film's actual literal tagline is Fast and Furious on Tanks. Now, I'll be a merciful god and overlook that we already have a Fast and Furious on Tanks, Fast and Furious 6, 2013.
Guys, we gotta come up with another plan. They got a tank.
You remember that one, right? It's the one with the runway that's roughly half the length of Spain. It's fun.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
But back on topic, an Iron Fury / T-34 / what do you mean in Russian media the movie was called The Fast and Furious on Tanks? That's the tagline of the... You know what? I'm calling it Vroom Vroom Boom Boom. Anyway, in Vroom Vroom Boom Boom, we find ourselves in the Russian end of the Second World War and spending time with a courageous group of Russian soldiers who have managed to escape from German captivity in a half-destroyed legendary T-34 tank with the Nazis in hot pursuit.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
And I'll say this, for a film with a mere $10 million budget, this film looks amazing. The tank battles are easily the best I've ever seen on the silver screen, which isn't hard admittedly, although I would say if you're going to go into slow motion Canon vision, I wouldn't do it for seemingly every shot. I'm not playing Sniper Elite here, as your cannon shells not only look really CGI, they slow down the pace somewhat, which is the last thing you want in a high-octane tank fight scene, and detract from the fact that a lot of this film is done with practical effects, something that should be celebrated. Also, something like that should only be done to signify something important or extra cool is happening. Overuse dilutes its effectiveness and reduces this game of cat and mouse to film as video game. Away from the tank fights in this tank fighting film, you find characters that come straight out of central casting. Evil game playing Nazi, tank crew who are fun to be with, lead character who seems to be without flaw, and of course our love interest, woman. They're the right sort of characters of films like this, but I doubt I'd be able to remember anything about them this time tomorrow, which is a shame, but comparing it to Fast and Furious, yeah, it's all good. One thing that a lot of people might bump on though is language. Now, being a Russian film made in Russia for Russians, the film is, naturally enough, in Russian. Except not the version I watched. No, for that version they just grabbed half a dozen Americans who don't even attempt a Russian accent and proceeded to dub over Vroom Vroom Boom Boom with all the care and accuracy of a late 70s kung fu film. The subtitles don't match up either. At least not in the version I watched. Although this does lead to a pretty cool idea. Instead of everyone being able to communicate with each other, the Russians and Germans can only communicate with each other when there's a translator present, which I thought was pretty nifty. Minor nitpicks aside, I really enjoyed myself with Vroom Vroom Boom Boom. The pace moves along well enough. I like how it shows the planning and care that goes into everything that our crew does, the random uses of classical music. I enjoyed spending time with our leads and just had a blast with this film. The battle scenes are exciting, silly slow-mo shallow vision notwithstanding. I understood where everyone was, what they were doing and why they were doing it, something of a dying art in Hollywood these days, and it even remembers that heroes who can get injured and feel frightened are more interesting than indestructible bits of plastic. Even if this is just basically an 80s type action movie with modern special effects, which is not an issue in this house. If you're after just a bit of tank fighting fun, then Vroom Vroom Boom Boom will tide you over. It's fun and disposable, but if you go into a film like this expecting Dr. Zhivago, then good luck to you. I just wish they developed their characters a bit more, made their tank battles a little more flowing, used less bad CGI and more awesome practical effects. In short, I definitely think you should see it. But what do you guys think, and what is your favourite tank film? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, it's been a dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.